Hi, I'm Danny. If you're here, hopefully it means you've learned my 5 sea shanties with me from the other 5 videos in this playlist. They are Drunken Sailor, Shenandoah, Fire Down Below, British Grenadiers and the Wellerman. If this is the first you're hearing about this, the links for the other videos are in the description below. If you go away and watch and follow each video and join in, then you can come back to this one to learn how to put all of those songs together in a great performance. Then we'll see you back here shortly. Right, off we go. It's great to sing, it makes us feel brilliant, but it's even better to put together a performance of everything we've done and to show off, get some applause and maybe have something to keep hold of and be proud of in the future. Let's put together our 5 pieces as a show. Here's what you need to do. First of all, we need to make sure that we know all of the songs really well. So you need to go back over them and learn all the words, to the point where you're ready to sing the songs without really looking at the words if possible. Make sure you're really happy with them and then come back here and we'll carry on improving it and making it even better. Right, now let's add some actions. Actions can make your songs come to life and really impress the audience. Let's have a think about what your actions are going to be for each song. It's actually important to keep your feet on the floor and quite still and mainly just use your upper body. This is because if you're performing as part of a group, feet can trip other people over and they can also be really loud and distract from your wonderful singing. Here are some tips when thinking about actions. Don't have too many actions. If you have an action for every word in your piece, it can look a bit messy and a bit much. You also could have some actions which are just tiny, small actions, as well as some which are a bit bigger and take up a lot of the space. Maybe even have some parts of the song where there aren't any actions at all. For example, in our run of songs, Shenandoah maybe doesn't lend itself to having lots and lots of actions, maybe just a few calm actions. Here is an example of me doing some actions, but of course you can come up with your own. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Hooray, and up she rises, hooray, and up she rises, hooray, and up she rises early in the morning. Great. Pause here and go through each of your songs and think of some actions. Welcome back. I bet you've got some really exciting actions planned now. Here's another thing to think about. If you're performing in a group, does everyone in the group need to sing every little bit of every song? Maybe you could have a soloist singing in certain sections of some songs, or maybe even a soloist singing a whole song on their own. If you've not got anybody who's happy to sing completely on their own, you could have small solo groups, duets or trios, rather than just one person. So, you've got loads to think about here, lots to practice. You need to practice the words, actions that you've added, any solo sections and putting them together with the whole group. Once you've gone away, got yourself organised and done plenty of practice, come back to this video and watch the next section. Now you know the songs and actions really well, we need to think about how to make this into a fantastic performance. We need to have a little think about how you are going to present it. You can just sing the songs and that will be absolutely fine. But there are loads of ways we can make it more interesting. Think about how you're going to present each song. Will there be an introduction to each song? Maybe you can do a little bit of research and give a little fact about each song before you perform it. I've given you a few facts along the way, so you could use them. Or maybe you'll find your own bit of history, a little bit of research. It's really fun sometimes to help you to understand the song and to help your audience understand the song even more. That would be a good start. The best thing I think though might be to make this into a bit of an event. You're singing 5 songs, that's a show. So, if you've got things available to you, you could dress up. It doesn't mean you have to be in a full costume, just a hat or a scarf or something that makes you look like a sailor or a pirate perhaps, somebody who will be on board a ship. Or, if you're making a video instead of a live performance and you don't have anything at home which you could dress up in, you could use a filter. Also, you need to think about where your performance is taking place. If you're really lucky, you might have a stage in school or somewhere else that you're able to use, and that's fantastic. You might be like me though, and have to perform in front of a plain wall, a bit of a door, something at home. Either way, it's really fun to make your performance area into something interesting to look at. You could make some artwork and hang it behind you, which makes your area look like a 200-year-old ship. Or anything you dress up in will help. Again, if you're doing a virtual performance and you're making a video, you could see if you can find any filters or backgrounds which make it look like you're on a ship. Here's an example. Fire in the galley, fire down below. Let's fetch a bucket of water, boys, there's fire down below. Fire, fire, fire down below. Fetch a bucket of water, boys, there's fire down below. Hi, I'm back from my little trip to the sea. Whether you're performing on your own or in a little group, pause the video here and start to write down some of your ideas and see what you can come up with, and then come back to this video and we'll start to put things together. So, if you've got this far, you've obviously been working really hard. Well done. So far, we've learned all the words to the songs, added some interesting actions, maybe we've given out some solos, and we've even thought a bit about your set design. So, on to one of the very last things. Have you run your whole show right the way through from the beginning to the end yet? It's really important to do a full dress rehearsal. If you don't, then your performance can seem a bit disorganised and a bit bitty, because you're not sure of what's coming next, especially if you're part of a group. So, that's what you need to do. Write down a running order and do a full run through of your show. This way, you'll figure out what happens when, who needs to be on stage at certain points and where on the stage, and what everything looks like and sounds like to the audience. Getting organised like this will make your show look really professional and really impress an audience. Off you go. Right, and now on to the last thing. At the end of a performance, the audience will want to give you a huge round of applause. So, you're going to want to practice bowing. That might sound a little bit silly, but if you haven't thought about it, it can look messy and a bit awkward. Thank you. So, have a practice and then you're definitely ready for your adoring public. Right, now you're ready to go. Organise a time and a place for your performance and invite your audience to come along. If your performance is a live one, it's a good idea to maybe film it anyway. That way, anyone who can't make it or isn't able to be there for the whole thing will have a chance to watch it later. It's been brilliant working with you for these last few weeks. You've done absolutely wonderfully. I really hope you've enjoyed some singing with me, and maybe you've learned a thing or two along the way. I hope you have loads of fun putting your show together, and hopefully I'll get to see you again soon. Bye for now. Parents and teachers, this bit's for you. If you've come this far, you've done a really great job, and I'd love to say a huge thank you from myself and from the music service on behalf of all the children who've taken part and benefited. We all know how important these types of opportunities are for children, to learn and to grow and to show what they can do and to present to others, and of course get some positive feedback for all of their hard work. We also are aware of how much planning and preparation it takes to put on a performance. So if you're a teacher or a parent who's allowed your child or your class to put on a really great performance, we'd like to give you a huge thank you. And of course, we'd love to see some of the final products if you're able to share them, and if you have the relevant permissions, of course. If you get a chance to film anything at all and are happy to tweet even the tiniest little section or the whole thing, remember to include us because we'd love to see it. The Sky Music Hub address is included in the section below, and the hashtag is getintune. Thanks again for all your help.